back to the channel. We are continuing our adventure in the Lone Wolf series of Choose Your Own Adventure novels. We're in Book 4, The Chasm of Doom. If you would like to see the story from the beginning, be sure to go back to the beginning of the playlist and watch the story from there. But today, we are going to continue on from our previous episode where we had the Battle of Ruinon. We fought off bandits trying to get into the town as we made our own way in. We found Captain Duvall, and he introduced us to the leader of the town. I don't remember what his name was, but basically he told us that the leader of the town told us about how his daughter, I believe, was going to be sacrificed for an evil ritual down in the Maakengorge, and we need to find her before the full moon because that's when the sacrifice is going to happen. So we have a very short amount of time to go find her, rescue her, and bring her back. Fairly standard fantasy trope. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the story and see how long it takes us to get that done, and hopefully we survive. So let's get started.
Dusk soon enshrouds the beleaguered outpost of Ruinon, and you use the cover of darkness to cross the body-strewn plain towards the south. An old highway trails off to Maaken, but it is choked with Vasagonian warriors. They stand about in sullen groups, tending their wounded and brooding on their defeat. However, even demoralized and dejected, they are still a deadly foe. It will be too dangerous to risk passing through their ranks, so you must use the forest to conceal your passage.
Okay, well, we can go to the right of the highway, or we can go to the left. Let's see. I think I need the map. I think I need the map so that we can maybe make a better decision. Let's see. Am I able to open this in the same... Yes, okay. So, we are here at Ruinon. We need to get down to the Maakengorge, the ruins of Maaken. So, I think we generally want to keep... We're going south, which means we're facing this direction. So, I think we want to try to keep to the right. So, let's go ahead and go to the right side. We'll go this way.
Your passage through the trees is lit by the flickering glow of the campfires that line the highway. Bandit warriors huddle round, drawing warmth and comfort from the flames. They take little interest in their guard duties, and you find it easy to avoid their patrols. By morning, you have reached the edge of the forest. You stare out across the fields of crops towards a small village that lies at the base of a shallow valley. The fields are only separated by narrow tracks, and these are alive with flying insects, hovering in swarms. You are walking along one of these tracks when suddenly you spot bandits ahead. They are wandering idly up the track towards you, their spears slung over their shoulders.
Well, we don't have the Onyx Medallion, and we do not have the discipline of camouflage, nor have we... we have reached the rank of Guardian, but we don't have camouflage, so that's not an item. So we don't have any option but to go with this choice here.
You lie with your face pressed close to the crop roots, your breath held and your nerves stretched as taut as bowstrings, waiting for the patrol to pass. Hundreds of minute creatures busily file up and down the yellowed stalks. Your whole body begins to prickle as you imagine they are swarming up your legs, up your sleeves and down the neck of your tunic. When a trickle of sweat runs down your cheek, you nearly cry out and reveal your hiding place. The bandits amble past barely inches from where you hide, totally oblivious to your presence. When you are sure they are no longer on the track, you jump up and frantically scratch at your itching skin. To your horror, you discover that your legs are covered with crawling insects feasting on your blood.
That sucks.
Ripping your clothes off, you empty them from your boots and scrape them from your skin before hurrying off along the track. The blood-sucking insects have robbed you of 2 endurance points.
Well, that's lame. Well, we'll take the 2, but now we're going to get 1 back because of our healing ability. So, if you've watched this before, I'm going to say this every episode because some people might be joining in from here. The healing ability that we chose at the beginning of the adventure allows us to heal 1 endurance for every non-combat page that we go through. So, every time we go through a page that doesn't have any kind of combat listed on it, we add health. So we get at least 1 hit point back now, and we'll hopefully get another one back as we finish this page. So let's go.
You bypass a village with orange wood cabins and stone walls, and climb through the tall fields towards a wooded ridge. Beyond the ridge, you enter thick forest and discover a bubbling freshwater stream. You drink deeply and realize how hungry you are. You must eat a meal here or lose 3 endurance points.
Okay, typically we would have to use one of our rations to prevent having to lose the hit points, but this skill of hunting that we have makes it so that, assuming we're not in an area where they've told us specifically we can't use our hunting skill, we can ignore these messages. So we are not in one of those areas. We do not have to use one of these, and we also do. It's assumed that we found food or something like that, so we don't need to use up our meals, and we don't lose any endurance points. So we will continue.
Points. As night falls, you reach the city of Maaken. The gaunt, weed-infested ruins of this shattered city are spread like a vast graveyard and bathed in the eerie light of a near-full moon. A sound fills the air like the wailing of lost souls. It is the cry of Maakengorge. It has been nearly 2 days since you last slept, and fatigue begins to overwhelm you. Drawing your Kai cloak about your shoulders, you settle down to sleep. You will need all your strength for the daunting task that lies ahead.
I bet.
Dawn arrives, rain-swept and gloom-laden. A pall of drizzle hangs over the ghost city, and the gruesome discord of the wailing winds of Maakengorge makes you feel uneasy. You watch and wait, your Kai cloak drawn close about your shoulders to keep out the chill, damp air. It was here, during the age of the Black Moon, that King Ulnar of Sommerlund killed the mightiest of the Dark Lords, Lord Vashna. In mortal combat upon the very brink of the abyss, the Dark Lord was slain by the Sommersword.
Which we have.
It is said that his death cry when he fell will echo through the gorge until the day he rises to wreak his vengeance on Sommerlund and the House of Ulnar. Your stomach contracts at the thought that this could be that very day. For 5 hours you observe and take in every detail of the ruined city. The first line of the strange verse keeps repeating itself in your mind. When the full moon shines o'er the temple deep. The temple must be underground and there must be an entrance to it, but where? You study every crack in the broken ground and eliminate all but 2 possibilities, a crypt door guarded by 2 Vasagonian warriors and a flight of marble steps descending into the earth between 2 columns of fractured pillars.
Well, the metagamer in me says that we should probably go through the guarded crypt door because history has shown us... Oh, let me make sure I get my hit point back. History has shown us that taking the easy path almost always results in something bad happening to us. But from a role-playing perspective, we wouldn't just charge through a guarded door when there's an unguarded option available. Stealth is our friend, so we are going to take this option even though I know we're probably going to have a bad time of it.
The rain and the gloom hide your approach, and you reach the marble stairs unseen. The steps are overgrown with mold and weeds, but a path has been trod through them leading into the darkness of a huge underground vault.
All right, so we're given several options here. We have the torch and the tinderbox. I wish it had occurred to me that I do have this fire sphere, because that probably removes the need for those. We could carry some extra rations or something with us. But anyways, if we have the torch and the tinderbox, we can go to this page. We can go to this section. We have this fire sphere, which I'll probably end up just going ahead and using that, so we can turn to that section. And these are things that if you didn't have options or you want to make other we could... I'm sorry. My brain moves faster than my mouth, and my mouth can't keep up. If we don't have either of the items, we can go here, or we can try to go a different way on that one. But we do have this fire sphere. I'd rather not use the torch and tinderbox because the fire sphere is something you can just snap shut. Even though I don't think that this book has that level of resolution when it comes to choices, but we'll try.
You break open the 2 halves of your cult fire sphere and hold the flaming hemispheres high as you advance deeper into the vault. You gasp as you spot a hideous black-skinned creature perched on a rail near the ceiling. Dull, satanic eyes follow your every move,
I told you.
And its mouth opens and closes, shouting silent curses. Suddenly, it glides down from its perch and attacks.
All right, well, we do have the summer sword, so maybe we'll be able to get out of fighting. So if you're new to this, fighting has no real benefit. There's no such thing as experience points in this. You might get some cool items, maybe, but that's a big maybe to risk getting yourself into a fight where you may likely die.
The creature is flooded by the golden light of your sword. A look of terror crosses its ghoulish face and it hurls itself upwards to avoid your sword blow. You brace yourself for another onslaught, but it never comes. Your silent attacker has escaped into a fissure in the ceiling. Sheathing your sword, you prepare to continue. You notice a low portal in the vault wall leading to a long and narrow corridor.
Okay, so yeah, that summer sword has turned out to be quite the item that it's helped us many times along this journey. We're gonna go ahead and continue on because I don't want to have to go fight those guards if we don't have to stir up the compound and have to fight our way all the way in.
The corridor ends at a flight of steps that descends 100 feet into the earth. At the bottom, a short passage leads to a junction where a tunnel runs from north to south. To the north you can see a torchlit cavern with what appear to be observation slits carved into the wall. To the south a passage leads towards a low balcony.
Okay, probably check out the... we'll check out the cavern. Really? Really?
You have taken just one step into the cavern when a blow on the back of your head knocks you senseless. You were seen at the junction by 2 guards, who prepared this ambush for you. Your equipment is taken and your unconscious body bound by Baraka's men, who throw you into a cell. You are unable to stop the sacrifice. When the time comes for your cell door to open, it is the bony hand of a skeleton that turns the key. Your life and your mission end here.
Well, that's lame. Okay, well, as we've said before, death results in losing half of our life, so I think 16 is half of that. We lose half of our life. I guess I should randomly roll for things that we lose, huh? Okay. So we'll do, I think for now we'll do one from each of these things, and I'll just roll I'll roll my D10 and then count down to whatever that is. So for special items, we are going to lose 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, God, really? That hurts. Obviously we lose our axe because of that, and then for the backpack we lose 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we only lost rations for that. And then we'll lose half of our gold. So that's going to be, that would be 24. Would it be 24? Yeah, well, rounding up. So we'll just say 25. Ouch. Ouch. All right, well, we're going to take the balcony now.
An empty feeling grips your stomach as you stare upon the altar and inner sanctum of the subterranean temple. Your Kai senses burn as if every nerve in your body is screaming a warning to flee from this evil chamber. Huge braziers of molten metal encircle a black altar upon which lies fair Madeline, the daughter of Baron Vanelund. She seems to be entranced, her breathing is slow and shallow. Beyond the altar lie 2 massive doors, a gigantic skull engraved upon their black stone surface. Out of your view, another door opens, and a procession of red-cloaked priests enters the temple. Their heads are covered and they each carry strange amulets of black stone. They file past the altar, depositing the amulets in a circle around the young girl's body and then file out again in total silence. Then you hear the sound of a distant drumbeat. It grows louder and nearer. The measured steps of steel-shod boots resound in its wake. Baraka is approaching.
Oh, great. A crazy-looking image, though, huh? Okay, so I have a decision to make at this point. It seems like we're getting to a pitched fight that we're about to have, and we kind of need hit points for that. Because I don't know what's coming up. So the way these potions work, you have to use them outside of a combat. So I could use them right now and get 8 hit points back. But if I continue on and it shows me a combat page, I'm not going to be able to use the potions. So I think I need to use them now to recover from the stupid death we just had. And then yeah, I'm gonna do that because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like we're getting into a boss fight here, so I want to have the hit points. That sucks, but it is what it is.
Baraka carries the stench of death and decay about him. He strides into the temple, his boots of Gurgaz hide covering both legs and feet, and slams shut the huge stone door with frightening ease. He stands in silence before pushing open the huge black doors engraved with the menacing skulls. Suddenly a gale-force wind sweeps through the temple and your ears are filled by a terrible scream. Beyond the open doors, a pier of stone juts into the abyss of Maakengorge. You are staring into the Chasm of Doom. Baraka turns away from the windswept pier and walks slowly towards the altar. From a hidden scabbard he removes a twisted black dagger and holds its stiletto blade to the light. An evil blue flame runs up and down the black steel spike, flickering in the ice-cold winds of Maakengorge. The sacrifice is about to begin.
Okay, well, it gives us the option to attack him right now, or we can try to distract his attention without attacking him. I would like to gather as many hit points as I can before we have to fight. So let's see if this option allows us to do that.
Hold your blade, Baraka. Her life is not yours for the taking. Your words ring out above the howling wind. The renegade noble turns to face you, his laugh as piercing as your command. He advances towards you, the flame-licked dagger held high in his mailed fist. You draw your weapon and enter the temple.
I guess we have no choice but to try to fight him now. I mean, we're only, what, five or six hit points down, so... Okay. We do possess a summer sword. Okay, so his combat skill isn't too bad, and his endurance isn't too bad. As you raise your golden sword, a howling wind seems to rise in pitch and intensity. It claws your mind, filling your head with terrible images of death and horror. Baraka sees you falter and strikes a cruel blow that opens a wound in your... That's BS. Really? But the sudden pain reawakens you to the presence of the enemy and combat begins. We are being attacked by a very powerful mind blast. We do have mind shield, so we don't have to worry about that. He is also immune to Mind Blast, which means that we are not able to add the +2 that we have for our Mind Blast. So we're basically fighting at a 23 versus his 25. That puts us at a -2 for our combat ratio. So we're going to be using this row of charts over here. He has 29 hit points. It does not sit... Well, it says if we win the combat, it doesn't provide us the option to run. So we have to fight this guy to the death, I guess. So, here we go. So, for those of you who have not watched one of these episodes before, I am using a D10 as my random number generator, rather than using the book. The book has a chart that you can kind of take your pencil and go boom on a number, and that gives you your results, but we're just going to use a die because I like using dice. So, here we go. Round number 1. Let's see how well we do. Roll high, roll high, roll high. A 6. That's not terrible, so that's 7 to him and 2 to me. We need to keep having results like that. Okay, round number 2, roll high. 6 again, so that's 7 to him and 2 to me. This is how the combat needs to continue. Come on, we need to roll like a 9 or a 10. A 3. We each take 4 damage. Oops, 4 damage. Come on, roll higher. A 5. He takes 6 and we take 3. This is not going as well as I'd like it to. We're losing way too many hit points for this. And then, all right, so hopefully this will be the last round. Last round, come on. Ooh, 2. He takes 3 and we take 5. Okay, seriously, we need him to die now. Come on. 7. So that's 8 to him and 2 to us. So we'll do that. So we are now down to 7. We can clear out our combat. And the ratio, this sucks. I did not want our fight to turn out like that. Oh.
As Baraka dies, the wind suddenly rises in pitch and intensity, filling the temple with a mournful cry of despair. You feel the chill, malevolent spirit of Dark Lord Vashna engulfing you in an icy embrace, but you sense that he is powerless to harm you. The sacrifice has been foiled. He is doomed to lament for a victory that might have been. Lying on the black temple floor is the dagger of Vashna. As you pick it up and tuck it into your belt, mark this on your action chart as a special item. The evil blue flame flickers and dies. As long as you possess this evil blade, Dark Lord Vashna and his legion of dead warriors will remain imprisoned in the Chasm of Doom. You free fair Madeline from the altar and carry her through the corridors of the temple that lead up to the surface. As you emerge into the moonlit ruins, an astounding sight greets your eyes. Baraka's warriors are running from the ghost city in all directions, closely pursued by an army of cavalrymen. The light of the full moon and the guttering torches that these horsemen carry illuminates the sun crest that bedecks their tunics. Word must have reached Holmgard, for they are the Sommerlunding army, led by King Ulnar himself.
Nice.
Your countrymen praise your courage and daring, their strident cheers drowning the cry of Maakengorge, for once again you have proved yourself a true hero of Sommerlund. As you deliver Madeline into the waiting arms of her father, his overwhelming joy fills you with a sense of great achievement. You are indeed worthy of the title, Kai Lord. You have succeeded in your perilous quest, but the epic saga of Lone Wolf, last of the Kai Lords, is far from complete. A new and deadly challenge awaits you in Book 5 of the Lone Wolf series entitled Shadow on the Sand.
Okay, yeah. While the voice for this is relatively pleasant to listen to, it does get a little jarring sometimes. But yeah, we finished. All right, we ended up finishing it then. So I will go ahead and max out my hit points then, since that's what happened. We got the Dagger of Vashna, which is pretty cool. We lost our shield, but there has to be some kind of consequence to us for us dying that doesn't involve having to go all the way back to the story again. Because all I would do is just, I would go through it off camera to get back to where we were. So it's like, what's the point? We just need to have some kind of relatively stiff penalty that happens. I'm going to put Summersword here. Summersword, and the magic spear here for now until we can find other weapons to replace this here. But you know, to be perfectly honest with you, I would be devastated if we lost a Summer Sword. That's giving us 8 to our hit points. But anyways, we have completed the Chasm of Doom. We have prevented the maiden from being sacrificed, and we are now once again ready to move on to the next book. So be sure to come back next time. I hope you're enjoying the story, and be sure to leave a comment, like the video, do all that cool stuff that helps out with the algorithm. The more you guys participate, the more my videos get out to other people. Hopefully the bigger the channel grows. So thanks for joining me today, and see you next time. Bye, guys.